Well, I'm hoping that Joe will be able to join me today. And if not, I would like to hear him do a video. Will be able to join me today. And if not, I would like to hear him. Oh my God, I heard my own self speaking because I was putting the. Oh, jeez. It happened again. I am a little malfunction with the sound, but that's the way it goes. Hopefully, it's not too bad. But yeah, I'd like to hear from him. Or, Joe, as I said before in the beginning of the show, Joe may be joining me today, and I'd like to hear from him. Uh, and maybe if he doesn't come on, he will do a response video to what I'm about to say. And this is recommended for all of the people who have knee-jerk responses, and this is including me on things with regards to the news. There are a lot of people that get passionate and emotional about, when they hear things and they feel that it's their duty to act. And a lot of times before they hear the whole story. And the truth is, can we really believe the news that we're being told when they have a history of being incorrect? I don't want to say that they lie, but they've been wrong. And should we, like Twitter is a bluster of, people have their Ukrainian flag. Facebook and Twitter, and also I think Instagram is ablaze with people having Ukrainian flags that they stand with the Ukraine. And again, how much do they know about the Ukraine? How much do they know about the situation at hand? Um, Last year with the whole George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, people were ready to join, and they didn't even look at the entire video from its entirety. They saw one thing, and then they decided to act. And that may not change. I mean, people may continue to do that. They may continue to see things and then react in I guess you could say, in a lynch mob style before gathering evidence. And I guess that's where we are at today. And I could probably include myself in that. I get really upset and really angry, but I mean, I myself want to think before I act, and I know that I don't have. I don't know how much power I have to sway anyone else's opinion, but some people I do. There's one person who he had Jane Elliott's uh, when she did her brown-eyed, blue-eyed experiment. And Jane Elliott acted, in my opinion, out of a knee-jerk reaction. But I think that her view on race relations is very toxic, and it continues to be toxic, and it doesn't get to realities of situations, and it turns the whole human relations into a cartoonish type of characteristics. And again, I believe it's toxic, but they'll continue to teach that. I want to know how you get up out of bed in the morning and be chipper. I mean, the best thing to do for me anyway is not, is really to not eat and be kind of hungry. But that's easier said than done. Um, Sometimes hunger pains keep you alive and they keep you thinking. And I do have to control my anger. I just put a picture on my thumbnail of a dog. Just a person, with a dog on his lap. And to me, that is about the most pure form of comfort for me, anyway, that one can get next to a mother's love, a good mother's love. And he says, "Drive My Car" was the show. I have not heard of it. Now, Darren mentions a movie that I've not heard of, which is called "Drive My Car." I wonder if it's like Coupe de Ville. I'm going to have to look up that movie and see about that. And some movies can have really good effects on us and affect our mood and be a good influence. For me, the movie Ombre and In the Heat of the Night, if you take it right, can have a good influence on you. Oh, it's a Japanese movie. I'm not that into foreign films. I have seen a few Akira Kurosawa's, Seven Samurai. I think it's called Ran, the other one, which is a beautiful film. Um, I like The Conformist. Oh, it's 3 hours long. But there are very few things that are pure, or that at least to me feel pure, and the feeling of a dog's love is one of the most pure things. Uh, at least it feels pure. It may be fake. I don't know if it's fake or real, but it feels pure and loving and something you kind of want to go with it. Donning Armor wants a link. I'll give him a link. Anyone wants to come in? Darren, Donning Armor. Yeah, dogs' loves are unconditional. All you got to do is feed it and be kind to it, and it's not like a teenager who has ideas of its own. And we're really a divided nation right now. And you know, I used to think that you could change people's opinion. In some cases you can, but in other cases you can't. I have sent the link out there. So if anyone there we go. We got the DA. And that could be Donning Armor. It could be someone else. Darren, is this Darren?
No, man, this is Donning Armor. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Donning, how are you? A long
So,
time no talk to you for a while.
it's been a while, I don't want to bombard your show with my nonsense.
Oh, well, I heard you. I actually did hear you on Hank, and you were talking about God and the rest. And
You were listening to James Hake earlier?
I do. I occasionally listen to James Hake. I consider him kind of a stoic presence. I don't agree with everything that he says, but I don't agree with everything that anybody says. But there are things I get nuggets. I get quite a few nuggets of truth from Mr. Hank.
Certainly, I respect James Hake. However, I think, well, this is going to get us into Stoicism, and honestly, I see it as almost inhuman in certain regards. But do you really want to be like James Hake?
Um,
I'm not saying that to put the
I,
man down.
no, I want to be like Brian. Uh, I, I take nuggets of truth from a lot of different sources, and
Absolutely, but stoicism to the extreme is just as toxic as hedonism to the extreme or nihilism to the extreme. Those are just as toxic. I think we need to reach a balance, don't we?
I think with a balance with anything, I think as I grow older, um, not having knee jerk reactions, and it doesn't mean, like, to me, from my understanding, and I could be wrong. I'm just a novice on this, but stoicism doesn't mean getting rid of your emotions. It means, like, kind of processing them and really processing anger as well. Now, sometimes you have to be instantly, like, you have to react, and then, like, with regards to self-defense, but for the most part, you don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to react angrily. And to me, ego is man's biggest narcotic, and it gets him in trouble more often than not. And right now, we're seeing the establishment reject a lot of people who have big egos, and that's a problem right now. It's not
Oh,
getting into
okay.
reality.
Well, I understand that, but I mean, what exactly do you mean when you say processing your emotions? Because it sounds like what you're trying to say is completely tame them to render them void or experience them, but do not react to them, and that seems counterintuitive. It doesn't seem like that makes sense to me.
Well, you you don't. I mean, again,
Is life just something to be suffered and to endure? Surely there's a balance between stoicism and hedonism.
well, life. Here's the thing: life is uh, life is suffering whether you want. You're going to suffer whether you want to or not.
Absolutely.
Suffering is going to come regardless of you're going to experience suffering, and it is a part of life. So it is good to process where the suffering is coming from and how to best to handle it. Because if you just sometimes you can exacerbate suffering if you don't process it correctly. And
Well,
I mean, you look, the feelings are there when you suffer loss. The feelings of loss are there.
sorry, bro.
You're kind of patriot Gregging a little bit.
What's that?
You were patriot Gregging a little bit, but the thing of it is, loss is there. Suffering is there. You're gonna, regardless. If you try for a hedonistic life, he left. So if you try for a hedonistic life, or you try for hedonistic life, you're gonna find suffering. And if you try for even a righteous and noble life, you're gonna find suffering. Now, Darren, do you mind me telling what you posted on your Facebook, or or do you want to keep that private?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, I thought it was Darren. I'm sorry.
Am I still?
You're still on. You're still on. I thought you
Okay.
left, but there was Darren was in there. But Darren had posted a thing on Jane Elliott, and I don't know if you know who she is, but she's the person who did the brown-eyed, blue-eyed experiment. And to me, Jane Elliott is the perfect example of somebody who had a knee-jerk reaction to the death of Martin Luther King, and basically her exercise, I think, is rather toxic. And I used to, like, I didn't think much of it when I first saw it, but as I began to examine it and see what it is, it seems like one of the biggest brainwashing techniques that's ever been put forth. It is. I don't know how connected it is to CRT or race Marxism, but it seems like it would be friendly to that because it is a brainwashing technique, and uh, it's not really a good one. So Darren, I mean Donning Armor. Oh, Donning Armor is
Oh,
now back. Oops, sorry. So you're back, and you said that.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I, I just I'm just trying to stick to the whole thing of how we work our way through our lives. Now, it seems to me that you're constantly at war with yourself, whether you should um, engage in these altercations. And it almost seems macabre that you feel that life is about suffering and how we find a way to persist and to endure that suffering. I don't think that that's all that life is meant to be. I think that that's an important aspect of it. But I also think life is meant to be lived and enjoyed and relished. So, how do you find yourself? Because you constantly allow people on, those who will not be named, and you allow them to persist when they've made it completely clear, crystal clear, their only goal is to cause disruption. But you see that as a challenge that you want to overcome. But it doesn't really help your stream. It it prevents you from actually addressing issues that might otherwise be rather interesting subjects and material to go over. So I'll drop the mic and you tell me.
Well, I'm not about suffering. Suffering comes about whether I'm about it or not, and life can be lived and it can be relished. But uh, I think that as an adult, you want to think twice. And I personally, as I tell other people, I want to think beyond my own nose and think beyond my own horizons. And before I react, I want to put my ego in check, and that's very hard. It's very hard for me. So it is a struggle for me to put my ego in check and not be angry and self righteous. People have told me things, and I have reacted to it, and sometimes I've even wanted to go to physical blows the way people have talked to me, and I know in my intellectual, like I know emotionally that feels right because they're attacking me and they want to shut me down and I want to resist and I want to fight. But, the way I go about it, it's not, it's not, it's not, it's not necessarily like the cause, it's the way I'm going about the cause and the manner in which I'm choosing to fight it. Um, Either way, and the thing is, either way, I may not win, but I definitely will lose if I just. If you're an angry person, you can't be trusted. You can't be trusted to do what's right and moral to other people, and that's my main takeaway.
I at times anger is necessary. If it weren't, then we wouldn't have it, right? Like I understand what you're saying is temper yourself. Um, so decency and on we're
You
all
are really you're patriot Gregging still. I'm sorry for that, but you broke up a little. Now you're clear. If you wanna continue, go ahead.
oh, if you can, okay. So what I'm saying is, yes, certainly they're trying to
Patriot Greg again. I'm sorry, but it's hard to make out what you're saying. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with this stream, but it is extremely hard to make out what you're saying at the moment. And Mandy says that I need more drugs to tolerate myself.
I'm in the so I'll give you a call later. I apologize for my poor connection.
That's fine. Come back,
All right.
and hopefully you'll be able to really come back. And yeah, well, here we go again. And there are a lot of people out there who believe, who are really upset about the whole Ukraine situation, or they're upset by the news. And I get upset too. I'd be a hypocrite if I said that the news didn't upset me. Certain things in the way in the way the news handles it, but that's the way it goes. It's why Dawning drinks himself down. Jeez Louise, Mandy, come on. I was gonna post that for a little bit, but not necessarily. And you know what? And she did say this. Brian isn't an adult because if he were, he wouldn't have to be reminded to clean up after himself. And you know what? I'm not being an adult at the moment. I'm being a child. I'm being a big baby, and that's my weakness. And I am tired a lot, and I get these thoughts in my own head. And for me, I kind of got to remember, how did it go? How did it go? Learn for the future. Learn from the past. Prepare for the future, and live in the present. Sorry, I was inhaling the balloon too hard on that one. And then Mandy also says, what the F are you babbling on about? Probably I am just babbling on. I do this for me. It's kind of, it may not do me any good either. It may be counterproductive. And the only people I think that even listen to my show are those who are familiar with me on Discord, and they absolutely hate what I say. But I'm coming down on high. Hence why it's depressive. Am I really depressive? Is that what you gather? I used to be funny. Well, maybe I'm not funny anymore. Well, sometimes things aren't funny. And I think it's hard to be funny all the time. Let me drink some water. Getting rather thirsty. Man. Well, JP, give me a break, Mandy. JP can also be rather boring. Come on. Although, you know what, he did have some good. You know what, he would have some good shows where he would play, things. And yeah, you know what, I cut up on Discord, and I like to be funny, and I enjoy. You know, that's one of the things I enjoy. Like, I used to call myself Mr. Midnight Movie because I enjoy the whole comedy thing. Um, yeah. The problem is I get fatigued a lot and I want to go take a nap. So he's hung out with him, but sometimes when he comes over, I'm really tired and my fatigue gets the better of me. And I'm trying to work my way through that. Um, and that's one of my weaknesses is my bones ache. Uh, and I spend a lot of, because it gets me kind of so down that I tend to just do things that I enjoy and not do things that handle business. But they're also a waste of time. And but I think a lot of people are going through, this whole pandemic has heightened people's depression, and I need Adderall. And Mandy, I have high blood pressure. I don't know if that would do any good for me, but um, maybe. Maybe I'll try something that is like natural, and try to stick to a diet before I do something like that. Um, I think people are doing too many drugs, and she's happy. The pandemic hasn't done shit to her. Well, yeah, yeah. Well, you can be. Did I whisper your name? Oh, jeez. So again, people get excited by the news and they have no control over it. Um, there are newscasters that are trying to, I guess, get us to see certain things, and I, for one, am skeptical of any of it. So she doesn't want me to whisper her name. I don't even remember whispering your name, Mandy. Do I support Russia and its rights? Look, I don't know. Here's the thing, High Ridge, Scotty. I don't know who to support in this whole endeavor. I don't know if we should, like, personally, I don't know if we should stay out of it, and what we should do, and what would be the proper response. Don't know. I think there needs to be discussion on this and debate before people jump in. These people with their flags of Ukraine. I mean, there are horrible things happening all over the world, and I think people should jumping on bandwagons. I'm not jumping on any bandwagons. I just want people to think before they act. Now, Mandy likes Sam Cooke. I did not know that. My mother was also a huge fan of Sam Cooke, rest her soul. Sam Cooke is great. It's so soothing. I'm gonna post in Discord. I'm gonna post a song to Sam Cooke. Um, just, just because I'm a, and High Ridge Estate says America is the worst offender. Um, I don't know. I wouldn't consider America to be the worst. I'm kind of grateful to live here as I do today. There are plenty of places around the world that would really suck to live in, and the fact of the matter is, I can't necessarily change where I live, and I'm grateful for people who work hard, and I'm not one of them. But I want to be one of the people that works hard, and I think that working hard makes you happy. The happiest people that I've ever known are the people who work hard. The most depressed people I've ever known are the people who are, uh, whether they're living off an inheritance or they're living off the government, they are the most depressed people ever. And I don't know if there is a statistic for that. I'm just telling you what I've seen. I've seen both. I've seen people who are living off a trust fund, and I've seen people I've known people who live off the government, and they are completely depressed. Yet I'm honest. I'm not hardworking. I'm a lazy bum. I'm a bum. I always say I'm the laziest person in the world. So I'm not a hardworking person. I try to work hard, and I have worked hard in the past, but that was like this much, of my life. The rest of my life was feeling sorry for myself and being a baby, being a big baby. Boo hoo hoo! Feel sorry for me. Boo hoo! Wallow in my misery. Boo hoo! Boo hoo hoo! That was me, and it is what it is. It's sometimes, man, it's hard to get up. It's hard to, if it's cold outside, you want to, what do they call it? The blankets and the covers capture me, and I don't want to get out of bed. Perhaps, perhaps I'm as self-righteous as anybody, but probably going to start with me. Gosh darn it! And we have Woozy. I don't know who Woozy Woohoo. So you are depressed. I didn't say I was depressed. Pop, pop, baby, wanna bop. Poo, poo. There we go. Yes, I think that's Rye Bread. And Rye Bread one time told me how terrible Discord told me like how awful I was, and then said mic drop. And then I did say it was female because I didn't think she wanted to hear me respond. And I've noticed a lot of women are very censorious when it comes to like social media. They don't want like they'll post something on their Facebook, but they don't want like they all want right on and great going and this and that, But if you post something that goes against their beliefs, they'll try to block you. Yes, yes, that is a fun time. I'm not going to talk about that on my show, but I do enjoy. I do enjoy having fun, and I guess to a large extent, fun has the pandemic and the woke have taken away all our fun. And she says, it's kind of annoying how you go in circles over the same shit, but don't want to hear other opinions. So why do I want to listen? Listen, you have the right to even come on my show and tell me what you think. I don't know what I said that was circular, but maybe to you it was. Mandy, stop. If I were gay, I would be openly gay. If I were, but I'm not. And I think that heterosexual males have unique problems, just as gays, gay males and lesbians have unique problems that are unique to them, and all different groups do have unique do have problems that are unique to their specific group, and certain things need to be worked on to make perhaps for a smidgen of a better society, you know? Come on and play. Donning Armor is back.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Not much, Donning. So you wanted to continue, and I've said, by I think you said that I wallow in 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 grief or wallow in problems. Problems come to you like hard times are going to come to you whether you want them to or not. And to me, I always try to prepare for the worst day. I think say it's going to be if it's going to be hot, I say it's going to be extra hot. If it's going to be cold, I say it's going to be extra cold, and I'm just prepared for what comes with me. And then if these things don't happen or they don't happen as bad as I think, I'm a little bit happier and surprised.
Well, that's I didn't say that you're wallowing in it, but I think that you're depriving yourself of experiencing life through this uh, this fixation on stoicism. I think life is meant to be lived to
You
a
know,
certain extent.
I lived plenty of life at the buffet, and now I'm type 2 diabetic. So again, you can wallow in the devil and eat the fruit, but I'll tell you, man, try rebelling against a drug problem. Try rebelling against type 2 diabetes.
Dude, I've rebelled against drug problems. You know this.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's like hedonism leads to leads to ruin. In my,
Well, this was my main premise. Was I don't say that people should live a hedonistic lifestyle, but Stoicism, I see it as the extreme end of the spectrum. It's the yin to the yang of hedonism. Now, isn't there a middle ground, a balance that we can find where we can enjoy the pleasures of life? We could live and experience our emotions, or does it have to be me versus life is just a bowl of suffering and we all have to eat it until we die? Like,
well, suffering's going to come whether you like it or not. Whether you go to hedonism, or whether you go to Stoicism, or whether you go to Christianity, life is going. You're going
so, do you enjoy the suffering?
to no, but you realize that it's part of life. You don't let it's you don't let the like when you're aware of it, it's less like the rug is being slipped underneath you, and you become an adult, and you realize that suffering, everybody suffers. The rich, the poor, the ignorant, everybody suffers in this life.
We most do, and that makes the pleasurable experiences that we have during our lifetimes all that more sweet.
That's true.
Yeah. So I don't I just don't really understand. I think you've fallen down a bit of a rabbit hole. I could be wrong, but I think that
You
you've
know,
fallen down a
it's my lifestyle is not for everybody. I mean, I do dietary things now that people could, like I talk to other people they could never do, but I don't eat bread for the most part. There are times I'll have, but on average I'll order a cheeseburger without without the bun. And because I'm diabetic, I follow certain dietary laws, because when I don't do that, when I have a cheeseburger and fries, I feel like garbage.
I think it's a lot of first connection.
And you're breaking up on me again, but again, too much. Like the, there's no such thing as just a little bit of heroin, and oh please, women's bodies suffer in birth, and boom, a baby. And now Mandy is saying, in this is a travesty. In this horrible show, no, Mandy, you suffer. You listen and you suffer. I do not go to. I don't need insulin, by the way. I do take a drug once a week that I pop into my belly or my abdomen. And insulin is for dummies and women. What kind of nonsense? Why would you say that, Scott? But I will. Okay, Donning is back. Donning, go ahead now.
Goodness gracious, man. I don't know what's wrong with my internet connection. And picking it up is not a good thing to do when you're trying to stream with somebody. So I'm so sorry. Yeah, so where we left off, and I'm trying to get back to what my main intention was. Is
I just wanted to
it's
I just wanted to put this out there. Mandy says it's called making effort and don't, hence it's called making effort and you don't. Hence why you suffer. Oh my heavens. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Donning. Sorry. I'll put myself on mute. Donning?
yes. Can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Am I audible? Okay,
You are
wonderful. So
you were okay. Donning. I don't know what's going on with your stream, but you were audible. But then all of a sudden, you began to break up. I'm so sorry, but man, that's a hard one. I was going to listen to what you say, and you were breaking up. Stoicism works for me. I try it because it works for me. And people even say that I'm not Stoic and that I'm the worst Stoic in the world. That's fine. I might even introduce myself as the worst Stoic in the world. But it's something that I shoot for. And I really shoot for, like, hey, I always plan for the day to be awful. Tomorrow is going to be worse than today. Today's going to be terrible. I'm going to get chewed out. I'm going to get cussed out. People are going to be hostile to me. It's going to be a vicious, vicious world out there. Get ready for a guy to want to just smash me right in the face, knock all my teeth out, and kick me in the groin. Get ready to be told how ugly you are. Get ready to be told how stupid you are, what a moron you are. You're going to be hearing all these things. That's one of the reasons I have Howard on, because Howard, he tells me how he feels, and it's coming from a guy like Howard. You think Howard, how many friends Howard has? Maybe he has a lot. I don't know. I'd be surprised if people liked him. It's, you have sick masochistic fantasies. No, because if I were a masochist and these were fantasies, I would enjoy them. I don't enjoy being hurt or tortured. I just say I'm going to meet the day with I'm going to greet the day, and I'm prepared to meet very hostile, belligerent, nasty people and nasty conditions all the way around. And Mandy says, that I have Howard on because nobody else will call except incels. An incel, most people probably know what that word is who are like internet savvy. Incel is involuntary celibate. And then she says, you sit and bitch and yet you do nothing to fix your situation. It is why your life is lived in the same broken cycle that it is. It's sad. And this is the thing. I come on, I'm going to do a show, and they're going to be, this is what you should prepare for. You should prepare for people telling you, like this, you sit and you bitch, and yet you do nothing to fix your situation. It is why your life is lived in the same broken cycle that it is. Sad. It's sad. Here we go. Don't get defensive. It's true. I'm not getting defensive. I'm just telling you this is the kind of thing that you're going to get in life. Anytime you get to know someone and they're going to bring up their perceptions, people will have perceptions of you that may very well be true, but they're not the perceptions that you have of yourself. And you might be very right. So it was not a defensive. It was what you're going to meet head on when you get out there, and if you ever try to make a success of yourself, this is the kind of thing that you are going to cross. No problem, Donning. No. Duh. Well, duh. You sit and bitch. People will tell you. I forgot what STFW stands for. Let me just. Shut up, freak. That doesn't mean that. Give me a break here. Good Lord. Good Lord. It just means, yeah, okay. God, I'm really brain dead. I'm really brain dead. It just means shut the fuck up. There are far worse things, and yet you sit on YouTube babbling. You should be focused on cleaning your toilet. Give me a break, Mandy. Jeez. We have Angel. Angel, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, I'm getting a lot of resistance right now from a lot of different people who don't necessarily like my show, and they find it rather offensive. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Well, the thing is, I don't think your show's offensive at all. And in fact, over at Debbie's, we've gave you shit because you've taken down shows because, like, somebody said fuck Fauci or something like that. And, like, dude, everybody on YouTube has a video like that. Like,
Well, my thing is, I just think that you should read up and try to be as learned as you can. But at the end of the day, the world's we are very powerless. We are very powerless in this world for the most part, and we can only change our opinion of it. People can have what I think are foolish opinions,
Well,
and may
it's
think that.
not that we're powerless, but it you can't really change the world. You can't. You got to accept that, people
Well,
are, going to do what they're going to do, and that's kind of how the way shit is. But we can change our own personal lives for the better.
yeah. Now, Mandy said that I was that nobody said it was offensive. They said it was boring. They said that I'm a boring person, and maybe I am. I'm boring. You're boring. You're a boring person. Okay, maybe I am. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, your best stuff, it's always when you're on a it's got to have a little bit of edge to it. Like you're a little bit of controversy. Like your most popular video on your channel. I've tried to point this out to you. Your
Oh,
most popular video on this channel is
well,
the one about that
Congresswoman.
congresswoman who
Who had,
they had a video of her smoking a bong naked.
yeah, and she,
That had a little bit of controversy.
yeah,
You
that,
got to have something for a little bit of controversy. You got to butt heads with people a little bit. And the more people disagree with you, sometimes the more that means you're right. You got to have people who both love and hate you.
Now, Mandy says, like Angel was unhappy and didn't just sit around around bitching. She made the changes to make herself happier. Brian, you could learn from her. Well, perhaps. Now, Angel, are you going to start having a YouTube channel? Do you have a YouTube
I
channel?
do have a YouTube channel, and I just recently I uploaded the sequel to my biggest video on my channel.
Angel, are you familiar with Blair White?
Yes, I'm familiar.
Okay. Now, are you kind of like, would you say you're kind of like her or in the same vein or no?
No, I'm not really that political.
There you go.
I know back in the Spreaker days, the shit I made then. Yeah, but I can't go back to yesterday. I was a different person.
That's cool. And it is getting rather late, and I do want to do a few things before I sign off. But Angel, it was great talking to you.
It's great
And
talking to you too. Oh,
you
hit
know,
me up on Discord. There's a place where I want you to start advertising your show. If you've noticed, you've had a little uptick in subscribers lately. I've
okay.
been sharing your stuff over there. They will love you.
Well, I thank you. Thank you very much for that. And I hope people gain something from it. Look, Stoicism isn't for everybody, and I am a failed Stoic. But I think it's good to get up and do things and meet the day. And if you need to get on medication, then you should do so as well. And yeah. All right, folks. This has been Transparency and Merit. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and also visit our Rumble page. And also visit our website at transparencyandmerit.com. We're still working on it. Thank you.